Okay. Phone's ringing. I'm excited. You guys are going to hear this. All right, welcome back to The Good Stuff. Every week we get to chat to incredible humans doing amazing things from locally in South Africa and even abroad. And this week I'm flippin' excited because I'm going to get to speak to someone who I used to watch when I was a little kid on TV.
Me too.
And I'm sure Kerry did as well.
Me as well. We were the same age, so we were watching the same thing.
Totally. But he's calling in, and I think it's from somewhere in America. He's going to let us know where he's from. He's going to be in South Africa soon, and that's why we've got him on air. It's super, super exciting. Mr. John Edward, welcome to The Good Stuff.
Thank you, guys. That's really nice. You're actually catching me in New York at my office.
In New York, the amazing city. I've been to New York a couple of times. Had great memories there, great holidays, and I'm a little bit jealous because it's a beautiful, beautiful city.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Awesome. So for those of you that might not know or have an idea, John Edwards is an American television personality, author, and a world-renowned psychic medium, and that's what got him onto TV. South Africans should all know him for the show Crossing Over with John Edwards, which we haven't. It's not live anymore, and you're not doing the show anymore, but it's still in reruns. Like we can still find it on TV, right?
In certain countries, they actually still do air it, which is kind of freaky that it's all these years later and then it's still in the air.
It is super, super crazy. But like I said when I started the show, I grew up watching your shows, and I've always found your gift fascinating. But at what age did you know that you were a psychic?
It's funny because you would think like when you have this ability and you're doing this work that like there's these profound moments that in your childhood you look back on and you go, oh my God, like I'm psychic. I had none of that. I was 15 and I had a reading. I went for a reading with a psychic, and it was during that reading that she basically told me like, hey, like this is your path. Like this is who you are. I've been put in your path today to kind of put you on your journey, and part of your destiny, so be it, is to teach people about this world of what I do. And I remember like looking at her at 15 thinking like, this woman is absolutely insane. like I'm not even sure I believe she can do this, and she's trying to get me to, not only join her club, but like lead the cause in some weird way. But after the reading, which was extremely accurate, I'm a very logical and analytical person, and I went and did a lot of research. I wanted to learn more about the subject matter. And what I discovered was that what I thought psychic ability was and intuition and what I thought about energy, was kind of really glamorized and glorified and made much bigger than it was. And so I had been doing it my entire life. I just didn't know that was being psychic.
Wow.
It's very interesting that you say that, because I've recently, and it's only, I would say, the last couple of years where I've really tapped into my own intuition, and I've started realizing, my concept is that it's glamorized and it's what the movies make it to be. And what you've just said dispels that completely. You're saying that it's something completely different.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, recently, when I say recently, the last couple of years, I've been traveling and touring for over 25 years, and in one of the more recent events, a woman stood up and I said, "You have a question?" And she said, "No, I have a statement." And whenever somebody says, like at an event, like they don't have a question, they have a statement.
You're like,
kind of brace yourself a little bit,
yeah.
uh-oh, like here it comes. And she said, "You sound like you're more part of the skeptics community and the psychic community by the way that you speak." And I laughed and I said, "I probably am, in the sense that I don't think that the subject matter needs to be produced or glamorized. I think it's pretty spectacular in its most simplistic form. I don't think you have to dress it up, and I do think that you have to raise awareness and teach people about what's real." And what I discovered, and I seem to see it's happening again. So this is 32 years of me doing this. August will be 33 years that I began. And when I first started doing this at 15, like I had all of these people that were, they were in their 40s and their 50s, and they were doing this work for a long period of time, and they all made me feel inferior. They all made me feel like I was the kid. They all made me feel like, good luck learning how to, navigate this, and it was a very, very, class specific in my ability. And what I recognized, relatively quickly, to be honest, is that there was a difference in class, but it was in perspective. And I 3 decades in, I tell people who's listening right now, I am no different than anybody else in the sense that I might have maybe a little bit more of a genetic predisposition that I can tap into it quicker, easier, and faster. But I worked at this. Like, I work at understanding the world of energy. And I think everybody should. I think everybody should understand their intuitive side. It's, I think, a gift for us to be able to have those connections, and I think it protects us. I think that when we meet somebody that is a bad character, and they're camouflaging it. Ladies who listen to this, when they meet the guy and they're like, they just come across perfect, but something doesn't seem right. Go with that. Go with that. What doesn't seem right feeling, because that's your intuition going alert, alarm, alert, alarm. So I want people to pay attention to their intuition. Now, does that mean that I want them to jump into doing readings for other people? Absolutely not. That's like saying you could clean out a cut and put a Band-Aid on it, and then I could do brain surgery. There's two different realms here.
If I had to ask you, and I don't know if, you've most probably been asked this question a million times, but you speak about intuition and you speak about energy and you speak about these different forces. When you're doing a reading, what is it that you actually see, or don't you see? Is it more of a feeling?